Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carrie. Online dating is fantastic. It gives you the opportunity to meet people that you'd never otherwise encounter. But every day, you're out in the world, rubbing shoulders, so to speak, with potential partners and almost always not speaking a word to them, and then watching them walk out of your life forever. That's the reason for years that I've been recommending that you talk to people everywhere you go. If you're new here, I'm Carrie. I'm a matchmaker and a dating coach. And those of you who hang out here on the regular know that I recommend starting with older people who, in my experience, seem most amenable to having friendly interactions, and then working your way towards talking to anybody at any time, so that talking to strangers is second nature to you. What's the benefit to this? Well, when you finally find yourself in front of someone you're actually attracted to, this conversational skill that you've acquired comes naturally, and you won't be as freaked out by initiating. Yeah, I hear you. But what do I say? Talking about the weather works just fine with the 4:30 dinner set, Carrie, but this person is different. Okay, let's do this. Let's figure out a bunch of things that you could say to start a conversation with this person. The intention is obviously to get a smile and perhaps a phone number. And let's just remind ourselves at the top here, if it's not meant to be, just the smile will be enough. That will suffice. Now let that sink in, because you're not for everybody, and not everybody's going to like you. Not your vibe or what you look like, and that's totally fine, because you don't like every single person you see, and you're sure as heck not starting conversations with every person you encounter. You're being a little bit more strategic in choosing people you find somewhat attractive. Let's offer them the same grace. They might not like the way you look, and therefore you're not going to get a positive response. That's just life. And if that's going to dishearten you or make you sad or break your heart, then maybe you're not cut out for dating, because you're going to bump into a lot of people who aren't right for you. And then, eventually, one person who is. Think about that for a little bit, and then when you wrap your head around the odds, we can get back to talking to people in the wild. Ready? Okay, let's do this. Pickup lines in the wild. That's what's on the agenda. Whether this turns out to be something or absolutely nothing, it'll hopefully be a pleasant, shared moment with another human that will lift your spirits and theirs in the way that only human connection can. And that's a positive outcome, so don't lose sight of that. No beating ourselves up because we put ourselves out there and it didn't turn out the way we hoped or the way we imagined. This is a process, and the more you do it, the better you do it. So we've done the obvious grocery store pickup lines. Did you see that episode? No, it was fun. Check it out when you get a chance. But today, let's make it more general so that we can talk to people wherever we are. Whether that's a coffee shop, a bus stop, at the airport, in the pet treat section at TJ Maxx, which is Tallulah's favorite, shopping in the aisles of Home Depot or Target, or standing in any line at any place we happen to be. My friends call me Carrie, but you can call me tomorrow. Very natural, right? Okay, a few points of business to address here. I understand that some people aren't friendly, and some people have no sense of humor. They're bound to look at us funny or just turn their back on us, groan, mumble, moan, walk away, whatever. Rude people do what they do, and we're not going to worry about that. That's perfectly acceptable. I mean, it's rude, but we don't want to meet them anyway. They're not the people that we're looking to connect with. Second point, you're sometimes not even sure who's single. I know. They don't make us brand ourselves when we get married these days. I'm going to say, use your best judgment here. Always check their left hand for rings, first of all. But no, this isn't going to be a foolproof method to figure out whether or not people are married, because some people don't wear a ring when they are married, and sometimes people do wear rings on that finger when they're not married. This is a clue. This isn't an answer. It's just a quick glance to gain some small piece of information to file away. You have to know going into this that you might be approaching people who are already in a relationship. It's to be expected. But this isn't going to catch you off guard because you're aware. But you are also looking for signs that they're looking at you before you approach. This is always going to be your biggest clue that they're open to talking to you. And you may or may not have this confirmation available to you, but that's not going to stop you because you have nothing to lose in this scenario unless your ego can't handle somebody saying, bugger off, whatever. And again, if that's the case, you may not be cut out for dating because 95% of dating is about things not working out. But when you do find somebody fantastic, where the feeling is mutual, that's something special and something to be grateful for. I'm going to choose my favorites of the pickup lines I've seen or heard or used or experienced. And certainly there are tons of corny ones out there. Also a bunch of lines that I kind of feel cross the line of being a little too forward, or they have too much sexual innuendo to say to somebody that we don't know well. And why make anybody uncomfortable? There's enough going against us in this situation. Being creepy or making somebody feel weird shouldn't be part of what this interaction is about. We're not trying to terrify people out there. We're just hoping to get a smile and maybe even a phone number. Okay, I'm definitely gonna give you exact lines that you can use or that will hopefully inspire you to create your own. But you have to know that a lot of these are based on me and my personality. And these are things that I would feel comfortable saying. If any of these appeal to you, but they don't sound like you to you, you're gonna have to edit them or use them as a guide to create openings of your own. I can't stress this enough. I don't know your personality, but you do. And it's important that these feel natural to you. It's going to be strange, obviously. You're talking to a stranger, and it's a little bit kitschy to begin with. However, the person you're talking to is going to know by the smile on your face that you're being playful, and you're always going to be aware of the fact that this is silly and maybe even a bit awkward. But it's on purpose, and you're intentionally choosing to do this. You didn't accidentally wander up to somebody and now you're forced to speak. So keep that in mind. I'm going to start with one you could use in a lot of stores. I just loved it when I first heard it, and somebody mentioned it in my comments section the other day, and it's this. I don't work here, but may I be of assistance to you? It's great, right? Just hits the right tones, I think. Not going to offend anybody, and any decent human being with a fairly good sense of humor will at least smile. It's a great line, and once you give it a try, you'll definitely use it again. By the way, if you're just listening to this like I'm a podcast, you're going to miss a bunch of lines that I'm flashing on the screen in written form. I had some people comment on the grocery store pickup line episode and think that I just supplied like 15 pickup lines. I probably had like another 40 that I showed on screen, and they totally missed those. So, well, too bad, because those were probably some of the best ones in the episode. All the good pickup lines are taken. Are you? If you're having a polite conversation with someone, toss this in there. Excuse me while I delete my dating apps. Are you my appendix? I have a gut feeling I should take you out for coffee. As you might know, that first date is never going to be a coffee date because, well, coffee dates suck. But that's a very non-threatening option to set on the table in this scenario. Later on, I might suggest something more fun or a cool place to grab a bite to eat, but for our purposes here, coffee is a great suggestion for a future meetup. Wow, I didn't even have to run to catch these butterflies. I'm so sorry to bother you, but I'm lost. Can you give me directions to how I might ask you out for coffee? I'm picturing situations and scenarios where these lines would really work well, maybe even work best. But I'm thinking to myself, who's going to remember in the moment, like at the dog park, that they should be saying, I just knew you were a dog person because you look so fetching. What are the odds you've memorized that one? What are you going to do? Pull out your notes in your cell phone? Oh, yeah. Actually, you could do that. Not a bad idea at all. And maybe even categorize them by place. That totally sounds like something I would do. You should see my photo albums in my phone. Oh, yeah, my phone. Speaking of technology, here's a bunch that reference tech or a phone number, which is always good because that's really your goal after all. There's something wrong with my phone. The only number I don't see here is yours. How can I plan our first great date without first having your phone number? My name is Carrie, but you should hear my phone number. I have a phone number, you have a phone number. Think of the possibilities. I think there's something wrong with my phone. Could you call it and see if it works? I bet you my number sounds nicer than yours. Do you want to hear it? They say dating is a numbers game, so any chance I can get yours? Hi, my name's Carrie, but you can call me tomorrow. When I text you good morning tomorrow, what number should I text that to? Some of these are a little bit more advanced. You need to know yourself and whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced flirter. Well, here I am. What are your other two wishes? That one, for example, might take a little more confidence to pull it off well. Some others might work for somebody who feels a bit more shy in these circumstances. What's it like to be the most gorgeous person in this room? If you were a triangle, you'd be a cute one. And, some people are just negative from the start or a bit of a downer and aren't going to be receptive to our outgoing friendliness. But what are we going to do about them? Nothing. Just move on and forget them. No loss, but maybe, perhaps, an opportunity to think about whether or not the conversation starter could be improved upon in some way, or the delivery that you used with this person might not be working well for you. You might want to, recalculate, try something different, or edit. Also, keep in mind that these people should sense that you are also in on the joke. That's really important. If you come across as too sincere or too earnest, the humor of the situation gets lost, and it's not going to have the same impact that we're hoping for. But anybody with a sense of humor is going to know by the smile on your face that you too are bemused by the whole thing. I'm trying to tell you that it's not going to work well, at least, unless you deliver it in a way where you make it clear that you're both in on the joke. Excuse me, are you a magician? Because when I look at you, everyone else disappears. A quick reminder here that often you're not always looking to ask this person out for a date. Your goal really is to get their phone number so that you can have a conversation later and see if you even enjoy their personality. I love this one too. I'm actually terrible at flirting. How about you try to pick me up instead? Excuse me, are you tired? You've been running through my mind since I first saw you. This one was my mom's personal favorite. She laughed and she said that she would definitely have a good giggle if somebody tried this one on her. Now, when I talk about making these your own, for instance, I hear this one being used in a store for me personally. Like I would change it to say, "Are you tired? You've been running through my mind since I first saw you in the produce section." Or, "Since I first saw you in aisle 1. Or in the shoe section." I'd be really specific to personalize it and make it more sincere. Some of these are great just as they are, but nobody knows you better than you do. And I feel that a lot of them could be edited or improved on for your own personality so that you could play them off authentically as yourself. Excuse me, what's your favorite flower? I'm asking so that I know what to bring when we go on our first date. Excuse me, you look so familiar. Did we have a class together? I could have sworn we had chemistry. I'm learning about important dates, and I'm wondering if you would care to be one of them. Excuse me, are you an artist? You're really good at drawing me in. Even time of year matters. When December rolls around, you might want to try this one. Are you a Mariah Carey song? Because suddenly, all I want for Christmas is you. Pickup lines in general come with inherent risk, and even a little more so in public places, rather than, say, a lounge or a club or a bar where it's perhaps dark. Where it's expected. Everybody knows that people meet people in a nightclub or a pub, so let's keep it light and not give people a reason to turn this into an automatic rejection. But again, as a reminder, we don't even really care if they do. We aren't going to win them all, and we've lost absolutely nothing in taking the gamble. You must be a talented thief because you managed to steal my attention from all the way over here. They say nothing lasts forever. Want to be my nothing? I'm not a photographer, but I can picture you and me together. Wait, is it you and me or you and I? I added that little bit at the end because it opens the line up for conversation and it kind of tones it down a little bit. That's what I mean by editing for your own personality. Guess what I'm wearing? the smile you gave me. Oh, I actually had a pretty good pickup line ready to go, but you're so cute I'm literally speechless. Did the sun come out or did you just smile at me? Now, I don't normally chase people, but for you, I'd put my Crocs in sport mode. What do you call a string of people lifting a mozzarella cheese? A cheesy pickup line, and I apologize for this one because it's mine. Excuse me, are your shoelaces tied? Oh, good, I don't want you to hurt yourself when you're falling for me. Do you believe in love at first sight, or do you need me to walk by again? Another thing I want to mention here is that there are some really adorable pickup lines out there, but they really can't be used on a stranger. I mean, they could, but personally, I wouldn't feel comfortable, and therefore I can't recommend them for you. For instance, I don't love the idea of being extremely forward or referencing people's specific body parts or focusing solely on the way somebody looks or mentioning somebody being hot when you're approaching a stranger. To me, it could be scary having a stranger or somebody you don't know start a conversation in a way that has a sexual connotation. So we're just going to steer clear of that when talking to someone that we've never met before. Agreed? I know you're going to end up putting them in my comment section like you did in the grocery stores, and that's fine. If you feel the need to get them out, I guess that's the best place to do it. Now, some of these could be used if you're the right person to use them first and foremost, and secondarily, if you already know this person somewhat. For example, your lips look so lonely. Would they like to meet mine? You're not going to do that in a store or a bus stop, but if you're out at a party with friends and you've been introduced to this person and had a conversation, that's a situation where something like that could work. Use your best judgment. Likewise, if you let me borrow a kiss, I promise I'll give it right back. I'm not currently an organ donor, but I'd love to give you my heart. Hey, did you invent the airplane? I'm wondering if you might be Mr. Right. Talking about plans for the future can be a little off-putting, and that's why this one falls into that category. Oh, your hand looks so heavy. Can I hold it for you? Hey, I'm no electrician, but I can light up your day like you just brightened mine with that smile. Oh, you can delete the app now. I'm here. Would you believe I've never believed in love at first sight until this very minute? Hi, do you have a name or can I call you mine? I think we've met before. Oh, actually, never mind. I think it was just in my dreams. They're a little forward, but they could be pulled off with a little swag and the right confidence. Maybe some health-related lines would be more your speed. Oh, I hope somebody around here knows how to do CPR because you just took my breath away. I am really glad I just bought life insurance because when I saw you, my heart stopped. There must be something wrong with my eyes. I can't seem to take them off you. How's your day going? See how I tempered it with how's your day going? Just move into something conversational. Don't hang on to the line and wait for them to make the first move always. Sometimes you just need to introduce yourself. Remember, you throw an opening out there to help ease them into a conversation with you. Probably not likely this next one's happening at the library, but wouldn't it be cool if it did? It's a really good thing I have my library card because I'm totally checking you out. You know, my mom told me not to talk to strangers, but I just have to make an exception for you. Then you just add your introduction and you're good to go. Hey, would you like a raisin? No? How about a date? Cheesy and funny pickup lines are always amusing and fun to deliver too. But I do want to remind you that nothing is ever going to work as well as plain old sincerity for a lot of men and women. Also, it's probably a lot easier to brush off silly lines than it is someone who's putting themselves out there with something more honest and more sincere. That's why in the episode on grocery store pickup lines, I put such an emphasis on the honest approach of simply introducing yourself and stating your intentions. So with that in mind, how about this approach? Hey, I have a question and I need a man's advice. Sure, what's up? Let's say I see a really cute guy. Do I just go up and talk to him, or is that too direct? Yeah, no, you should totally just go up and talk to him. Hi, my name's Carrie. It's nice to meet you. Ta-da, an introduction. Really, that's all you need. All the lines are fun, but you could honestly catch somebody's eye, anybody's eye, and say, hey, you caught my eye and looked really friendly. I'd love to get to know you better. Would you be interested in grabbing coffee this weekend, maybe? How about this, waiting for drinks at the coffee shop? I noticed you placing your order and I felt compelled to introduce myself. I'm Carrie. You could, at that point, ask for a phone number to see if they'd like to grab coffee next time on you. And if they say yes, open up your contacts on your phone and let them share their phone number. Or if they say no, say, gotcha, it was worth the shot. You have a great rest of your day. Hi, how are you today? Is your plane on time today? That's how you start a legitimate conversation in an airport. Hi, how's it going? Have you seen a guy in an orange vest around here? That's how you start a conversation in Home Depot. How's your day going? Everywhere else, you can use that line. And then just be yourself. I realize this makes some of you feel uncomfortable to just think about it. Probably in the same way that it's hard to tell somebody after a date that you don't want to see them again. You get that little jumpy feeling in your tummy. But somehow you can muster it up and say, it was really great getting to know you. Unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be the romantic connection we were hoping for. But you don't have to feel weird about this. It's truthful, and you're saying what you feel, and it doesn't really matter what the other person says. It's about sincerity and being authentic. You have nothing to lose and definitely something to gain. Okay, that should get you started. I hope you enjoyed it. Really, if you can overcome that feeling of embarrassment, because really, when has embarrassment ever served you well? Never. Even if you can't let go of a little embarrassment, I promise you, like a shot, like a tetanus shot, the pain, it only lasts a minute. And what's that song say? Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over again. Yeah, do that. And the more you do that, the better you will become at doing that. Like I always say, the more people you meet, the more likely you are to meet somebody that you'll connect with. And if this is important to you, you're going to be willing to put yourself out there in this way. Talk to everyone. I promise you, 98% of your interactions will be positive. Don't forget to keep us posted on how it's going. And here's an episode for you. It's the grocery store pickup line in case you missed that one. Wait, before you leave, please give my little mama a thumbs up. Let her know you enjoyed the episode. And don't forget to subscribe on your way out. I'll look forward to seeing you back here again soon. And until next time, have a good one.